It was a loud pop, but it brought me here. You've reached Talking with Dr. Terry, 180 seconds to a better you. This is message number 29 and is dedicated to Lynn in New Jersey. It was 1993 and I was a catcher running to cover first base in softball. I heard a pop and went down immediately. Little did I know how my entire life would change. You usually hear this from people who have experienced a tragedy, whether an accident or severe illness or a loss of a loved one. But not so here. This story is like finding gold at the end of the rainbow. I loved softball, and if had I not wanted to be a doctor, I probably would have become a professional softball player. Anyway, I'd torn my ACL and was out for the season. Had surgery that September, and around March I decided I needed to see if I could still run to cover first base. Let me first tell you how much I despised running for running's sake. I would do anything to get out of it. Thank goodness in the Navy we could swim for our physical fitness test. But I didn't mind running to first base so I could pursue my love of softball. To make a very long story short, I was fat, smoked, and totally out of shape. I got mad at myself and vowed to do this running thing until I could run to the end of the block without stopping. That was all of about 3/10 of a mile. It took me a week, and by the time I could do it, I was hooked. Yes, that's right, hooked on running. Thus began my running and now walking career. But that's not all. You may wonder how I got into long distances. It seems my shins weren't happy with this new activity, and they burned and hurt so bad that every 10 seconds or so I had to stop and let them rest. That's really hard to complete a race at that point. Strangely enough, they would magically stop hurting after 45 minutes or 3 to 4 miles. Thus, in order to enjoy running, I had to go longer distance, leading up to marathons, and then I continued to add more distance as time went by. But the point to all of this is that my love for softball led to an injury, which led to my discovery of a new love, running. It was a roundabout way, but that's why you should never close your eyes to what the universe is nudging you toward. I could have waited until the season started, and if I couldn't cover first base, so what? It wouldn't be a big issue. Lots of people don't. And when I had those horrible shin splints, I could have stopped running completely and gone back to my hating running mode. But I had become enamored with the sport, and as Dr. Gilbert says, I found a strategy that enabled me to continue to run. I followed my passion as I've done most of my life. I'm telling you this because this week is going to be filled with running, or more accurately, walking now. I'll tell you more tomorrow, and I surely hope I don't bore you all. I hope to make it useful and interesting information. You can leave your comments and complaints after the beep.